Okay, Survivor 45. This is going to be the season that starts including hour-long episodes. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out because, when I get the feeling that they're going to do it, it's not because of like they're going to give more people like more attention on screen or anything like that. I feel like they're doing it just because they want to include some new twists or some new gameplay or something like that. So I don't know how it's going to work. I don't mind a twist as long as it's like not crazy and hard to keep track of. And I also will say this. I love the second season of Survivor New Zealand, where they go to Thailand. And that one ran on like hour-long episodes. But I'm not going to lie, it did get to a point where I was getting tired of watching that extra 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, please get on with it, please. You know what I mean? At one point, I stopped caring about the characters and stuff like that. So we'll see if that happens this season. I don't know much about it. That being said, I did see a spoiler about how, I guess, someone with a green bandana was voted out. And I didn't even mean to see that spoiler because I was just scrolling through Google and then Google advertised it. So we'll see if it comes to fruition. Maybe I'm misreading it or something like that. Maybe 2 people will be voted out. Anyway, episode 1 of Survivor 45. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm about 24 minutes in for reference. They're about to do this Sweater Savvy challenge. They're doing it differently this time, but before I get into that, first impressions of the cast. I don't really know many people from the Red Tribe. No one really stuck out to me in that sense, except for Sifu. You know what I mean? That, and I guess the guy who was really smart from the Ivy League. But so I guess so far, Sifu would be my favorite out of that group. But no one's really like immediately talking game or thread. So for now, the Red Tribe's just calm. So nothing interesting or dramatic happening there. For the Blue Tribe, the most notable character right now is Bruce. That and the girl who knows every star sign ever. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to judge Bruce's game yet, just because it's like, I guess what he's thinking is that, but I don't want to get involved or take charge, but I also do have experience and I just want to I want to do this and that and get that out of the way. I guess I don't view that as taking charge, it's more as advice, and I guess it doesn't matter if that's how everyone else is viewing you. You know what I mean? As for the rest of the girls in the Blue Tribe, the only one that really stood out so far was the girl who knew everyone's star signs and whatnot. I don't even remember her name. The Yellow Tribe. That's the most interesting tribe because it's got Emily, who's basically ready to kill everybody. You got Brandon, who died almost on the first challenge. And then they made him look like they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they should be doing or anything like that. I don't know. Also, I think not Emily, but the other girl, I think that's the person who gets voted out first, if I remember correctly from that thumbnail. We'll see if I'm wrong. As for like dynamics, I don't know. I see Sifu getting far. He's always grabbing a lot of attention. I don't see Brandon getting far because he didn't really have too much of an intro. But I don't really see him getting eliminated first or anything like that. I think if anything, as much as it annoys me, I do think Emily will get decently far. I just don't think she'll win if she continues that whole paranoid, slit your throat kind of mentality that she has so far. You know what I mean? It's always like she's thinking 2 steps ahead. And everyone's going to realize, oh, she's always thinking 2 steps ahead. Let's just cut her. She can't do anything then. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me. As for the Red Tribe... No, as for the Blue Tribe. Well, Bruce didn't really get much of an intro, so I imagine he's going to be an early boot, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because, now that I think about it, he basically got away from Survivor scot-free. You know what I mean? It's hell going out there because you have some people talking about how, I had parasites in my body, so I had to go to the hospital to get them removed, or I had to starve myself to get them removed, and all he got away with was a head injury. Sure, it was a major head injury, but now he's going back there to possibly get even more injuries. It's like I kind of want him to win, but the way he's starting out, I'm not really sure if it's going to win because The editing's also telling me he's not going to last very long, but I don't know. We'll see. I've seen people win this show who've had a really quiet edit in the beginning anyways, so maybe it'll be his chance. I hope he gets far, you know. He might as well get far, at least get to jury to get some cash prize, because I mean the fact that he's gonna come out of it worse than he did in Survivor 44. My sympathies, man. That's my impression of the cast so far, so let's get to this Sweater Savvy twist. Okay. This will be, for reference point, I'm right before the first immunity challenge, so here's what I got so far in terms of tribe dynamics. In terms of the yellow tribe, I feel like everyone's already annoyed of Emily. Credit to Emily, though, because she's one of the first few season early goats that have figured out that she's like an early season goat, and maybe she'll like fix it, because she's already had a confessional where it's like, I know I don't get along with these people, so maybe they'll just vote me out because I don't get along with them. So we'll see if she can fix that. That being said, I feel like it's going to be Hannah that gets voted out, if I'm remembering that thumbnail correctly. So I don't know, maybe Hannah does really bad in this immunity challenge and Emily gets to live another day. We'll see what happens. As for the red tribe, I don't know what's going on with the red tribe. Not in terms of tribe dynamics. I just know that Sifu, the guy I like already, was caught trying to plead Tony Vlachos. And that, I don't even remember his name, but like the guy who grabbed the Beware advantage. I guess it's certainly interesting to see what they come up with when it comes to Beware advantages, but so far every person's done it. So we'll see if he can survive throughout that entire time. And the first one's talking about a coded message, and like I'm not even sure what that challenge is, but it like they gave him like a slice of paper and said, by the way, go decode that message from the tribe. But it's like, how was that a coder? It was just a slice of paper with strange symbols on them. So I'm interested to see how that works out. As for the blue tribe, Bruce faded into the background sort of, but yeah, he also kind of didn't, because he wasn't a part of like the first real alliance of the season so far, which is the September alliance. Those 3 girls all born in September. And they targeted, I don't remember his name, but because he outed himself as like a lawyer, but he didn't really out himself, he just kind of like said it because who cares? But apparently they care. You know, in Survivor, any reason to vote you out is a legitimate reason, unfortunately. My whole thing is that, I mean, why get rid of somebody like that? You know what I mean? Like, if I was out there and I just knew he was an honest person, I'd rather just work with him as opposed to vote him out. Because, I mean, if I'm working with the people who think, oh, let's get rid of the honest people, that means, oh man, I have to deal with all the people that are not honest, like that guy. I don't know. We'll see how long this September alliance works. You know, most alliances, doesn't really matter who you are, they end up breaking up. So we'll see if this one lasts as long as last season's alliance did. I mean, technically they were an alliance and they made it all the way to Final 3. Maybe this one's the same. That being said, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're immediately targeting the honest person. So at one point are they going to be shady to each other? We'll see what happens. First immunity challenge. So the immunity challenge is over. Here's what I have so far. In terms of the 4 targets, Caleb could possibly be a target. I could see people in earlier seasons voting him off, but it doesn't really seem like he's a very serious target, so I suppose I'll just write him off. I could believe Emily being voted off, but I could also not, just because of the fact that if she's already rubbing people the wrong way, maybe she'll continue to do it for the rest of the game. I don't really... If I didn't already know, like, one of the women was getting voted off, which I think is Hannah, then I would probably put my money on Emily being voted out. In terms of Brendan, I don't know what he's thinking when it comes to the shot in the dark, because that's only useful if you want to, like, protect yourself from a vote. Like, playing the shot in the dark isn't, like, a very... If you wanted to quit, that's not really the best way to quit. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure why he's already burning that. I guess he can't think logically anymore. Maybe the game screwed him up that much. And then there's Hannah, who wants to quit. but she's not doing it by like saying I'm quitting. She's trying to get herself voted off. The same thing, is just different. Uh, I could have sworn that I saw glasses and a woman in that thumbnail, so I do believe Emily will be going home. Not Emily, Hannah. Hannah will be going home. But if there was a situation where that wasn't the case and that wasn't going to happen, then I would believe possibly Emily getting voted out. Because I don't really see Brendan getting voted out, nor Caleb. So that would be my thought. Let's see what happens. Okay, episode's over. Unfortunately, Hannah quit, which sucks. In her last words in like her goodbye message or whatever, she mentioned how she was afraid that like people around the world were gonna hate her for quitting. If it makes you feel any better, I don't hate you. You know what I mean? Doubt you'll actually see this video, but I don't hate you for quitting. I get it. I am bummed though that's how the episode ended. You know, I wanted to see a vote out. You know, didn't really matter if it was Emily or Caleb. I mean, if it was Caleb, that would have been crazy. But yeah, I don't hate you. I understand quitting. I mean, that game sucks. It sucks to play, 100%. As for tribe dynamics, it sounds like Emily's enemy number one, so it looks like she's gonna go look for an idol. Let's see if she finds it. At the red tribe, I'm not really sure. Like, there hasn't really been a hint of tribe dynamics. Other than I think people are sketchy of Sifu, so maybe Sifu's gonna be the next target. And as for the blue tribe, well, I don't know how united the men are, but the women are united. I don't know how that alliance hasn't been tested yet, but we'll see what that happens. But if it's as strong as the editing made it look, then either whatever his name is, the fresh attorney, or Bruce, are going to be the first ones out. That's my thought process so far. I will say this about like the 60-minute runtime. I didn't even notice. You know what I mean? There wasn't really like a crazy new twist or anything like that. So yeah, I guess they're using it wisely in a sense, you know? They're getting more people into like the spotlight, which I like. And they're not like using that extra time just to explain a crazy twist or something like that. So hopefully that'll continue. This was really the first episode, so they're still introducing new things, so I didn't really see or feel the effect of that longer runtime. But maybe in episode 2 I will notice a difference. The crazy thing was though, what they did in this like first episode that I haven't seen yet, if we're going off of old episodes in the past, is like all those like moments where it's like they show pictures of their past or whatnot, or they show their like the contestant's sob story, or like how hard their life was. That's not what happened here. We kind of just went immediately into gameplay and just getting to know basics. So it was actually kind of refreshing to see that, you know? Like, I don't need to see everyone's sob story just to root for them, you know? But anyway, that was episode 1. It started out simple enough. We'll see if it continues into something even greater.